It's never fun when things don't work as expected, especially during the cold winter weather, Devin. For today's On Our Mind, we ask, has your car battery ever died on you?
You know what? I just had a friend, and I know she's watching this morning. It just happened to her last night.
You know, sometimes you leave a dome light on or you leave your car lights on. A lot of vehicles, my newer vehicles, the lights and the dome lights shut off automatically, even if you forget to leave them on. But in some of my cars of yesteryear, if you forgot to flip that dome light off or forgot to turn the lights off, the next morning you'd have a dead battery. And sometimes they just die because the weather's cold.
Well, you remember my Ford Ranger, right, that I had before?
Sure do.
Well, it's a manual, but fortunately it beeps at me whenever I forget to shut it off. So
that gives you a little extra reminder.
It definitely gives me a reminder. So
have you ever had a battery die?
I'm trying to think. I've had batteries age on me, but I don't think I've ever had one die. But yesteryear, I know I've drained a battery on my parents before, because I know I kind of made a little homemade portable TV when going to a 4th of July celebration for fireworks, and it drained my parents' truck battery, and it ended up pouring rain. So
you got to watch out for some of those extra things you can plug into your car, especially if it's not running. Alternator doesn't charge your battery, sucks out all the juice. Then you'd kill your parents' car battery.
Yeah, it did. That battery ended up being old too, so added insult to injury. So,
well, a moment that sticks out in my mind, several years ago, I was ice fishing out on Pelican Lake, which is just south of here, and I had a great time fishing, got back to the boat landing about 1 in the morning, and realized that I had locked my keys in the vehicle. So I called somebody, they came and unlocked the car, only to find out I had also left the dome light on and the battery was dead. After that, I went out and purchased one of these jump kits, or a jumper pack, and that way I always keep it charged up in my car just in case I have a dead battery. You can jump your car if nobody's around, but always the jumper cables, if you can have some of those in your car. Usually there's a good Samaritan around that can help you get started and get you going.
I keep the jumper cables with me, because I know I've had to jump Kate Heidemann a few times too, because sometimes this car doesn't work every now and again, which it happens. You know, this weather doesn't cooperate.
On the flip side of the coin, sometimes you encounter people that need a little battery help themselves, and if you got those cables in your car, then you just jump them and help them on their way.
It's good to be a good Samaritan every now and again too. I try to keep up with the proper maintenance, and usually I do a full service check on my car too, and they check the battery and tell me, hey, it's about to go, and usually I try to be on top of, hey, switch my battery out. So try to do preventative measures so that way to avoid that.
When you get a new battery in a vehicle or UTV or a snowmobile or in my motorcycle, for instance, you could purchase different levels of battery power. You know, you can get the kind of bottom line battery, or you can get the top tier battery, spend a little extra money. I found that it's definitely worth the extra few dollars to get the best battery you can, especially with this cold weather. Also, get yourself a good battery charger. Sometimes it's nice to have one of those on hand at home, sitting in your garage, and that way you can charge your own battery if it dies on you.
Yes, exactly, and keep the jumper cables with you too, because Good Samaritan comes, and you know for sure that you have your jumper cables in case you need to jump, because I know with these newer cars, they put the batteries in like the weirdest places anymore, to where all you have access to is the jumper cable areas. So all you can do is get a jump and go to a fix-it place to basically get your battery switched out.
Sometimes you can find those terminals in hard-to-reach places, yes.
And it's just annoying, but we can definitely keep this conversation going, but I'm eyeing the clock, and it's probably time we keep the show moving, right?
I think you're right, Devin. Coming up, we'll share the details about a Northwoods policy group.
But first, we have Howard in the Mr. Food test kitchen. My stomach's actually growling right now with a recipe for seashore linguine.